Wow, hello. Welcome to another episode of the SG WrestleCast, and welcome if you're new to the SG WrestleCast. Welcome to my show. On this WrestleCast, I talk wrestling, mainly WWE, but if I happen to grow an audience, which I wasn't really able to last time, I am back, and if I get requests in the future to do TNA, also ROH reviews, I will be doing that. I watched a little bit of TNA, but mainly my focus is WWE. I used to do a video a week. I know it's kind of confusing for new viewers if you see the episode 28 right there. This is kind of a show that I've been building up as sort of a part of a series because I just like talking in front of a camera about wrestling. But the other 27 episodes were on my other channel, and I'll be moving those videos over to this one on this brand new channel, SG WrestleCast, just as a standalone channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Skylar, and this video is going to be basically just the return episode. This is going to be, I'm going to be doing Royal Rumble predictions, yes. I'm also going to be talking about some things that are been happening lately within the company that are really good, some things that concern me, and things that are hot topics right now, as far as everything that's going on. So I started this show back last year, before, right after WrestleMania 30, and I continued all the way through the next 5 months to my review of my review of Night of Champions, and I just kind of stopped because school came up and also other things in life. I just got really too busy, and I honestly, because the show was building no audience, I kind of just stopped doing it. But now what I'm going to promise is definitely every month a pay-per-view predictions and review video. I used to do like a video a week, just kind of like what's the real main, status of things going on in WWE. But to be fair, I don't watch the product week to week as much as I have in the past, just because of me working on Monday nights and also working on Sundays and also on the weekends doing things. So I haven't had really much time to catch up with the product, but what I will say is I still have opinions on it, and I watch other reviewers on YouTube give me some of an idea more specifically of what's going on. So I don't know what I should talk about first. A lot of things have happened since I stopped doing the show. Daniel Bryan has returned, and it's a good damn thing, because, man, it was gonna be a question whether, they were gonna be really as behind him as they were before, but damn, the audience really is behind him. I mean, to tell you the truth, I know that Daniel Bryan is the best guy for that top spot right now. Is he, like, my top guy? No. But then again, anyone but Cena is kind of a fresh taste at this point. But Daniel Bryan's earned it. I mean, he is the best wrestler in that company, and they need to really be treating him as such. I think this has to be rewind of last year all over again. But they have to do it right with him winning the Royal Rumble. Some of these topics will bleed into each other, but he just needs to win the Royal Rumble. And, I know Vince and other people, they're high on Roman Reigns, but, man, Roman Reigns cannot win the Royal Rumble. He just can't. I mean, because if he wins the Royal Rumble, I've heard a lot of people on the internet already say he's going to get Batista'd. And, yeah, I mean, he's going to, because fans are already not behind him. I said, actually, in one of the prior episodes before I left, that something about Roman Reigns on his own, something was off to me. And, I didn't really realize it at the time because his whole solo persona was still developing. It was still kind of new. But now we can all plainly see that the motherfucker cannot talk. He is just god awful on the mic. Everyone knows it. If anyone wants to YouTube it, it's his promo that he did during Tables, Ladders, and Chairs and Stairs when he came back. And he did a backstage promo, and it was god awful. He stumbled once, and then he just stared at the camera for like 5 seconds. I'll maybe put a link to it in the description below, but it was laughable. It was laughable. And you know, the guy cannot talk. He's okay in the ring, and his ability's pretty good, but I just don't understand why. And his look is good. It's just like, why is they're pushing him as the top guy, and it's like he needs more time to develop, especially on the mic. Honestly, he's not even going to make a good heel because he's not good at talking. So it's like he can't make it as a top babyface, and he can't make it as a top heel because he can't talk. So it's like, what are you going to do with him? You know, in my opinion, I think the last two in the Royal Rumble are Reigns and Daniel Bryan, but I think Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble in the end. So I guess that's my whole point with that whole topic is push Daniel Bryan, wait on Roman Reigns, at least for now. I'm okay with him holding the belt a couple times. Like I said, make him like a Batista kind of person, but he's not Cena's successor. He's not. And people hate Cena, people love Cena. I'm kind of on the I don't give a shit end. My opinion, he's been on top way too long, and we need someone else in that top spot. So Daniel Bryan needs to be in that top spot right now. One thing they did get right after Mania was having Bryan overcome the odds. And I've heard a lot of comparisons with Stone Cold, because Stone Cold was an everyman. He was a blue-collar worker that rebelled against the boss. Daniel Bryan did the same thing. And he overcame the odds at WrestleMania. And that's what he needs to do again. Even if it's him versus Lesnar. Because I can believe Daniel Bryan versus Lesnar. I can. I can believe that he beats Lesnar to really prove that he is the best in the world at wrestling. And also, Lesnar is champion. People have been very, very, critical of the choice to put the title on Lesnar, which I get. I wasn't really. I actually liked it at first. Now it's just like I realized that they were like, oh, he was not going to be there all the time. I was like, I'm fine with that. But yeah, him not being there for like 4 months and now just coming back to defend it only for like the third time is really weird. No, actually, not even he only defended it once and it ended in a DQ. And it looks like he was going to lose the match. So yeah, I get it with build-up and stuff, and with his schedule. He's getting paid shit tons of money to do nothing. So I don't really blame Brock. But I can tell that he really cares, and whoever he's going to put over, he's gonna put the motherfucker over. Whoever it may be. And if it's Cena, good God, I hope it's not Cena. But if it is, okay, maybe we get Daniel Bryan, Cena at Mania, but we still need Daniel Bryan winning at WrestleMania. We still need that. It's not going to be Roman Reigns. I swear to God, if WrestleMania 31's main event is Roman Reigns versus John Cena, I'm not even going to watch the main event. I really am not. It's not really. It's not worth anything to me. I guess what's next? Oh, so the Macho Man Randy Savage got inducted into the Hall of Fame. All I can say is about damn time, WWE. Macho Man was never. I never watched Macho Man, nor did I really ever hear much about Macho Man when I started watching wrestling, which was about 2007 area. I didn't really get into wrestling until I was like in high school, which is weird. Yeah, I mean, he's an icon. And, knowing what went down with him and Vince, it's a shame that it took this damn long, even after he died. He died, and I was surprised that they weren't jumping into putting him in the Hall of Fame. But nonetheless, Macho Man is going in, which we're happy about. Most people, the majority, are happy about. What they're not happy about is Hulk Hogan is inducting him. And if anyone knows anything about Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, is that they understood that working with each other is good business, but god damn it, they hated each other. there's one person that Macho Man never had any respect for, it was Hulk Hogan. And same, he was always. It's funny because if you look at Warrior, who got inducted last year and he died, it's just like Warrior and Macho Man were like the other two top guys that like just did not like Hogan at all. And the fact that Hogan's going to be inducting him, what is that speech going to be like? I can't really tell you, but all I can say is that I hope he's respectful, and I hope they do something with his family, especially like his brother and stuff like that. I really hope they make it really, really special. It needs to be the top inductee this year, which is probably why they announced him first, But yeah, ooh yeah, he's going in. So that was a really horrible Macho Man. I can do it really good some days, and some days I can't really do it that well. Oh yeah, Miss Elizabeth. All right. Anyway, okay. One thing that's a very hot topic for me, because I believe that these guys can be a lot better than some people say they are. The Ascension debuted on the main roster. They're on the main roster. What they've been doing is they've just been doing squash matches against no-names, which is fine for like the first couple matches that they've had. But I feel like if they do this shit much longer, they're not gonna have any kind of, I guess, relevance in the tag team scene, because let's be honest. I was very pumped that the Ascension was debuting on the main roster, and I was very high on the Ascension during NXT. They're very dominant. I love their look. I love their gimmick. I love everything about them. Their in-ring ability, yeah, they kind of suck in the ring. But it's their look, and it's the way they go after the entertainment part of it. They're very much sports entertainers. They're not wrestlers, And all I can say is that, man, I was really disappointed, because the Illuminati symbol was up the ass. I had heard about it, that they were like going to ramp up the Illuminati symbolism, but good God, man. Up to their entrance video, it's all Illuminati, and I'm just like, what the... Bad move. I kind of have warmed up to their repackaged look. They kind of make them look like the Road Warriors just a little bit. I don't like the direction they're going in with the promos. They're like, oh yeah, we're better than Demolition. We're better than the Road Warriors. And it's like, whoever's writing their promos, good God. Good God, it's not the right promos to be cutting when you're 2 weeks into the main roster. And you're squashing nobodies, and you're going, oh, we're better than the Road Warriors. And then, I don't know, I feel like they changed a little bit too much from NXT. And, what was it? What's their new catchphrase? Oh, welcome to the wasteland. There's good things and bad things. Honestly, all the good things that I liked about the Ascension in NXT, they're not present for the last couple weeks. And that's not really good, because, I like the Ascension. I want the Ascension to work. I think at least it'll shake up the tag team division, but, man, they were supposed to come to the main roster, and they were supposed to, like, run in on the Usos and just fucking demolish them. Just like the Shield did. Show up unannounced, don't even announce the vignettes and stuff were kind of cool, but when they made their debut, they just squashed somebody, and it's just like, okay, like, that's kind of like how they built up Rusev's debut, and Rusev's okay, he's not nothing great, but yeah, and what my only concern is that literally no reaction from the crowd. There's not a bad reaction, and there's not a good reaction. They're just sitting there. And it's like, oh my God. Like, no amount of doctoring up in TV can really help that. Like, how much fake applause you put in there, but that's what's concerning me. Because I want these guys to at least get over in some way, shape, or form. If they get over as heels and people hate them, at least they're over a little bit. They're getting nothing. They're just getting zero. So yeah, they need to go in a different direction with the Ascension. I don't like how they changed not their attitude, but I guess their ideals, I guess you could say. They're more concerned with people thinking that they're better than the Road Warriors than actually just being badasses and annihilating people. Sorry, I tried to do the Connor thing, but it was just annihilation. The whole, and then they took out the strobe light to their entrance, and it's just, I don't know, they're badass, but none of that. Ugh, they were so over in NXT. They were so over in NXT. And like even a show like NXT, which has the best wrestlers, the best wrestling matches in the company, the Ascension matches were still good, especially with Hideo Itami and a guy that I'm going to talk about next, Finn Balor. I didn't know anything about Finn Balor or like a Kenta when he came in, or Hideo Itami. Finn Balor, formerly known as Prince Devitt in the Independents, was apparently this huge deal, and he's another Irish guy, or he's from Scotland or something. I don't know. He's Ireland or Scotland. I can't remember. And Hideo Itami, who came from Japan, formerly known as Kenta. These two guys coming into NXT, they were like, yeah. Everyone was so high on them, and just like they were so pumped that they were coming into NXT. And the first couple weeks, it was a little shaky. Like, I wasn't really sure what to think of them because I didn't watch them on the independents. I don't watch independent wrestling. But I'm telling you, over this last couple weeks, I can tell you that between the two, I think if you put the two together in an angle, I think it would work. If you turn one of them heel, I think at this point you turn Finn heel, because Finn has much more of a personality, a little bit, than Hideo does at this point. But those two guys, they're like the bright, shining future of WWE. And Finn Balor, he is my second favorite wrestler in NXT. I'll get to my favorite in a minute. But since he debuted, I was like, eh. But like this last week, he had a match with Tyson Kidd, and the match was just excellent. The match was so good. The guy is just, you can tell he's going to be able, once he's like turned heel and he can like let loose, I think, a little bit with his character, I'm telling you, he's going to be money. He has charisma up the ass, and it's just like, and he does like it reminds me of Jeff Hardy. He does the Jeff Hardy thing where he like paints his face and he does all this like creepy movement stuff to the ring, and like, telling you, if you haven't seen anything of Finn Balor yet, you should. And check out what he did in the Independents. I remember, just to check it out, I watched a match of him with, it was him versus Pac, which was formerly known as Pac, but he was, it's Adrian Neville. Him versus Adrian Neville in All Japan Pro Wrestling, and good God. Like, the style is just so different over there, but you can tell it's just like, oh my God, if these guys actually wrestled like that over at WWE, they'd get laughed at, but it's just like the pristine technique of those two guys. And Adrian Neville is another guy too, which I think if they need to find the right thing with him on the main roster. I think he's ready to move up, but they need to find the right thing for him, because if they go a wrong direction, he's British, let's just make him British, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be lame. So, yeah, I talked about Finn Balor. I talked about Hideo Itami. I talked about Adrian Neville. Oh. The other huge acquisition to NXT this year, Kevin Steen, or his WWE name is now Kevin Owens. This guy, like I said, just like Hideo Itami, just like Finn Balor, I'm telling you, when the NXT roster now, in 5 years, becomes the main roster, WWE is going to go through the roof again. Wrestling is going to be big again. Why? Because these guys are so good. Kevin Steen, his first debut match, I was like, he's going to be the man right there. Because he waited so long to come to WWE. You could tell he has that fire in his eyes. Like, he wants it. He wants to be that star. And you know what's hilarious? Is that the first day he was there, they propelled him right into the main event. They had him turn on Sami Zayn. And it's just like, For people that have watched like ROH before or in the Independents, it's like, oh, it's Kevin Steen versus El Generico. Like they've seen it before, but it's like because it was on NXT now, I was like, oh my god. I was like, it's going down. Like it's going down. And of course, the badass just takes a freaking huge gash to his nose, gets stitches in it first freaking match in NXT, and they're pushing him as this big heel. His promo ability is great. It's not perfect, but it's great. His in-ring ability is just I can't wait until we see him and Sami Zayn get to go over that fucking NXT championship. I just can't wait. I guess while we're on the topic of NXT, I guess we should talk about two other guys that I really like. I was kind of disappointed that last week their match on NXT was Bull Dempsey and Baron Corbin. Man, these guys are just, like I said, they're along the lines of Kevin Steen, where just like they're just badasses. You know, they don't say much, and like the collision was supposed to be so epic, and I feel like they had a time constraint because they went out there and Baron Corbin won in like 5 minutes. And I was like, well, you just made Bull Dempsey look like shit. It's like now you just kind of made it look like, oh, you're going with Baron Corbin, you're not going with Bull Dempsey. I just feel like they could make him a little bit more evenly matched. You know, and I mean, it was an okay match. I just wasn't expecting the finish to be that soon. Like I said, if you give them 15 minutes on a special, oh my god, the fans are going to get something special. Because those two guys, man, like I said, I mean, once we get all these guys from NXT that I really like, and you don't repackage them when you bring them up to the main roster. Adam Rose, perfect example. When Adam Rose was in NXT, he was Leo Kruger. He was literally just like a badass motherfucker. And then, like, I know it was his idea, but then he was just like, oh, I'm going to be this LGBT character guy. And it's like, what the... Like, and they've changed the character a little bit, so they've kind of turned him a little heel. And they have him with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are buried. Like, they're so good wrestlers, but they're just buried as far as the main roster goes. They're just terrible. So I've talked about a lot already, huh? It's been 22 and a half minutes. I guess we should talk about Royal Rumble predictions. I don't know about it. Like, I don't know how good this pay-per-view is going to be. Like I said, I'm just looking forward to... the only 3 confirmed matches we have are, of course, the Royal Rumble match, which Daniel Bryan better win. So yeah, I think Daniel Bryan's gonna win the match. I'm saying that right now. He's gonna win the match. The other, I guess, we have one more confirmed match that's not the Royal Rumble match, which is the Usos versus Miz and Mizdow for the tag titles. I think they're going in a direction with Miz and Mizdow where they're going to have Mizdow turn face. And they're going to set up some sort of bullshit. Not bullshit, but, you know, at least he's entertaining. And they're going to set up some kind of match for Mania. So I say the Usos retain, just because of there's probably going to be a little bit of back and forth disagreeing between Miz and Mizdow. So yeah, that's not going to be too concerning there. And the main event of the Royal Rumble, which I kind of like this a little bit, is Brock Lesnar, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, versus John Cena, fuckboy Buckethead, versus Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. Making this a triple threat was honestly the best thing they could have done, because finally they at least put Rollins in that main event. Now, he's not going to win, but at least they took a chance with him and put him in there. Now, what this is going to do, I think, is really solidify the fact that, hey, he's Mr. Money in the Bank. Like, he could become champion at any minute. My opinion, I think if Bryan wins the title at WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, he's going to cash in Money in the Bank, and he's going to become champion. That way we can get, like, him versus Bryan, or I'll take him versus Roman Reigns, or him versus Dean Ambrose. The Shield guys really are the future main eventers, especially Rollins and Ambrose. They need to find something that works for Ambrose, though, because Ambrose is, like, super over with the fans, but, like, they make so many weird choices with him. Like, they just need new people writing for him, I think. His character just doesn't make sense a lot of the times. Like, crazy, but in a bad way. Like, not a crazy, badass sort of way. So, yeah, I say the triple threat match. I mean, Brock's got to win. I don't... Why would you have Cena win? Why would you have Cena win? There's people that are just like, oh, Cena's gonna win. And I was like, no, Brock's got to win. Brock's going to Mania. He has to. Unless I'm wrong and I heard wrong. But originally the plan was supposed to be Lesnar versus Reigns at Mania. But now since Daniel Bryan's there, it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. That's what I'm calling for Mania. That's what I'm hoping. So yeah, the Royal Rumble, it's at least, it's a flagship pay-per-view, so it better be decent. I gotta say, let's hope we don't have a deal like last year where the crowd just turned. The crowd just turned on the match. Like, let's not have that, please. Because we can't have that. Daniel Bryan's got to win the Rumble. So yeah, I think that's good enough for now, guys. Thank you for sitting through this whole thing, and I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I hope the Royal Rumble is okay. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the SG WrestleCast, and I will see you in the next one.